Get on my head. Get on my head. Get on my head. Get on my head.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. Just a quick review on the new Rogue CB4 Camber bar. And here we go. So I debated on whether or not to do this review because there's a lot of reviews out there and I don't want to just do the same review. And I debated on whether to get this bar. And what I wanted to know when I watched reviews when the bar first came out was, could I bench with it? Could I press with it? I knew I could squat with it. That's one of the main designs of the bar. Watched a variety of different reviews. Nobody showed footage of anybody benching with it or doing any pressing with it. And really, I didn't really get any footage of anybody squatting with it. I saw these different reviews, people talking about it just like I am here. Hey, look at the bar, it's so nice. I want to see it being used. And I just didn't see that. And so I decided with this review, I bought the bar a little over a month ago. I've used it extensively in that month. And so I made sure to record footage so I could really get a good idea and show that with you how this bar was specifically to bench with, to press with. Because like I said, I know a camber bar is good to squat with, but I didn't want a camber bar that was just a squat bar. To me, I wanted to wait until I got a camber bar that I could do other things like bench press, like do normal shoulder press, lunges, good mornings, that kind of thing. Titan Fitness used to have the old Bison bar, 500-pound limit. The bar was basically garbage. You couldn't bench press with it. You could squat with it lightly. I wouldn't get near that 500 pounds with that bar. It didn't sit on the rack nice. It would like tip over. Titan has since come out with a new version of that bar, the Yukon bar, which is a much, much better bar. Titan typically does that. Their first release, garbage, and then their second release is really good. You see that with their safety squat bar. Their version 1 safety squat bar is laughable. Their version 2 is one of the, it may be the best value safety squat bar on the market, even to this day. But, so the Yukon bar, it's only $250. That counts shipping. So that's a great budget bar. But the problem with the Yukon bar, which I've used, is it's not really that balanced to bench press with. It doesn't feel great to bench with. It feels kind of wobbly, which also makes it not very good for pressing. If you were just looking for a bar to do squats with at a really good value, the Yukon bar Titan Fitness is probably your way to go. The other one, probably the number one competitor to this bar, if you're going to compare apples to apples, is the Kabuki Strength Duffalo bar. That is a fantastic bar, which I've also used. But that bar is $620, and that's if you get the cheapest finish. The price can actually go up depending on the finish. And that's before shipping, and their shipping is typically more expensive than Rogue. So the Rogue CB4 bar is over $100 cheaper, and it's going to be cheaper shipping. So I just had a hard time. I looked at the Duffalo bar over and over and over. In fact, I even had it in my cart. I just couldn't pull the trigger at $620 before shipping with the cheapest coat. I couldn't do it. But the Duffalo bar is great. The nice thing about the Duffalo bar is you can get clear zinc, you can get black oxide, or you can get electroless nickel. In terms of your different finish options. The Rogue CB4 bar, you're only going to get one option, which is black Cerakote, and their proprietary black matte on the sleeves, which is cool because it does hold up better than the Cerakote. My issue with Cerakote, I think it looks great. So that's why a lot of these people use Cerakote. You know, that technology came from the gun industry. And it looks really, really cool. But the one problem I have with Cerakote is it covers the knurling. And so it's going to make your knurling a little bit less aggressive. I have a Rogue Ohio Power Bar with red Cerakote. And the knurling, it's okay, but it's definitely less aggressive than it should be. I will say on this bar, which is the exact same knurl pattern as a Rogue Ohio Power Bar, I don't know what they did differently, but it's more aggressive than my Rogue Ohio Power Bar with the identical same knurl. So the knurl on this is fantastic. $495, so it's going to be, and that's before shipping, cheaper than the Duffalo bar. The cool thing about this bar compared to the Duffalo bar is it's 38 millimeters. So this thing is massive, the diameter of this. The Duffalo bar is 31.7. The Yukon bar by Titan Fitness is 32. This thing is 38 millimeters. If you've ever benched with like an axle bar, which is even bigger than that, but it feels cool in your hands, this 38 millimeters with the really aggressive knurl, it's really fun to bench with. It's such a thick diameter, and I have fairly small hands. My hands don't wrap all the way around it. So I'm really thankful that the knurl is really solid on this and grippy. The same for when you're squatting, the center knurl. It's just really, really well done. So that's one unique thing about this. The other nice thing when you're dealing with a company like Rogue is they have some technology at their disposal because of the size of their company, which they can offer an angle tolerance within a half a degree because they have that technology. So you're not going to have to worry about, or you shouldn't have to worry about the angle tolerance being wrong. If you've watched my channel a little bit, you do know I've had an issue with Rogue quality assurance. I've had to get a variety of things sent back, and Rogue customer service has always came through. It was no different with this bar, I'm sorry to say. The first bar I got had a few issues with the knurling. I'll show some screenshots of that. So I reached out to Rogue, hey, is this normal? They said it's absolutely not normal, and they sent me a new bar. They did it quickly. So again, Rogue customer service is as good as it gets, but I don't know how I can say it more clearly. The quality control aspect to Rogue it's just not good. And they would have lost me as a customer thousands and thousands of dollars ago if their customer service wasn't so good. Also, the knurl on the first bar I got didn't seem to be as aggressive. Also on the first bar I got, there was a small ridge on the top, which didn't impact the functionality, but you could feel the ridge. Partly because the diameter of this bar is so thick that they can't use one piece of steel. So they have to use more than one, and then they hot roll it, which can create like a ridge. On mine it did, and so I just thought, well, that ridge is normal the way they make the bar, but it was a little annoying because you could feel it. It was right on the top. When I got the new bar, no ridge, the knurling seems more aggressive, and it's flawless. So I would say if you get one of these bars, I would very closely inspect it. It does come with a little card that says who was the quality control agent at Rogue that signed off, which I'm glad because I sent that in. Not to get the person in trouble, but it is frustrating when you wait all this time and you spend all this money to get a new toy, and you get it and you know you have to pack it up and send it back. So that was frustrating. But overall, my recommendation on this bar, and I'm going to show some footage because it's what the other videos and reviews didn't, it is such a good bar. This is such a cool bar to squat with, to bench with, to press with. It's fun to do good mornings with it because it kind of wraps around you. It's fun to do barbell lunges with because it doesn't hurt my shoulders because of the camber. Overall, I love this bar. Let's look at some footage. Okay, so here's the knurling on the first bar I received. You can see there's a blemish in the knurling. Again, I reached out. They said it wasn't normal. You might want to look for that. A couple little spots where it was just not in very well. There's a blemish right there. They said that was because of the way it hot rolls, and it was normal. However, my new bar didn't have that. There's the fellow that quality checked it. Again, not normal. Here's the new bar. You can see the knurl is identical to the Rogue Ohio bar knurl on the right. The red one is my Rogue Ohio bar, Ohio Power Bar, and the black one is the CB4. Great bar to press with. So I'm just doing some banded press. It just feels really good. You don't need to use a cambered bar to press, but I'll tell you what, it's fun to do. I was surprised at how balanced it is, and it's just a fun bar being 38 millimeters. Here's inclined bench. Look how low my shoulders get and my elbows. I mean, I'm way, way, way low. It's definitely a different pump. It's a lot harder. They're squatting. I chose this video so you could see my new Rogue deadlift shorts. But yeah, it's great to squat with. Again, because of the balance and the 38 millimeters on the back there. Really nice. But here's what I love the bar for benching with. You just get that extended range of motion that you don't get with the regular barbell. And for me, it's an awesome accessory movement to my regular bench press. I chose this picture because you can really see how low my elbows get. It's a still shot, but that you just don't get that with a regular barbell. So pretty cool. So it's pretty easy to tell I recommend this bar. I recommend the bar because it's so much more than just a squat bar. It's a great bar for bench press. I will say if you do get it, make sure that your knurl's nice. Make sure there's not a real noticeable ridge because they had to machine this using more than one piece of steel. The first bar I got, it had a lip along the top. The knurl wasn't done very well. Rogue's customer service has got to get, the customer service is great, excuse me, but their quality control has got to get better. Thank goodness they have great customer service, or they'd have lost me as a customer a long time ago. So double check that if you get this bar. But for the price and for the balance of it, you're really not going to find at this price point a better bar. It's every bit as good as the Kabuki Strength Duffalo bar, but cheaper. The fit and finish may not be quite as nice as the Duffalo bar, and you don't get as many options in terms of what it's coated with. But in terms of functionality, this is every bit as nice a bar as the Duffalo bar, plus it feels a little better on you with it being 38 millimeters. I can't recommend this bar enough, but be sure to check the quality. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Adios.
Get on my head. Get on my head. Get on my head. Get on my head. Get on my head.
Of the shit. Let's. In the Cerakote, they do have their they do have their priority. So that's, oh, mother.